The community is clearly divided inside of Diablo Immortal. We have people that want new features all of the time inside of the game, and then we have on the other side of the coin people that don't want new features, but they want everything that's inside of the game completely fixed 100% so that the game functions properly. Now, we just had some patch notes drop yesterday that took us through what's actually coming to the game in the next week's time and what's going to be coming to the game over the next couple of weeks. And essentially everything that we looked at yesterday was either a new cosmetic or a returning cosmetic or returning events inside of the game, a little bit of a skin on Survivor's Bane, and Howler's Hunt, the game mode where you play as the hidden wolf, coming back to the game as well. A lot of people were upset about this because there was nothing new. And if we recall, Blizzard did announce that they would be sharing with us a new big update that's coming to the game shortly. Well, apparently that is coming to the game. It's more of a winter update. What we're looking at here is the fall update schedule. So I think it's a little bit premature for people to be jumping on top of Blizzard saying this is nothing new, because when you think about it, it's got to be tough for every single update to come up with brand new stuff. And I don't know if that's the right answer, because I'm more on the side of the fence of let's make sure that things are right. Let's make sure that things are fixed, and let's make sure that things are functioning properly before we keep on adding more weight onto the game. Now, we had an announcement, or we had a post made over on Reddit yesterday by the community manager of Diablo Immortal. I want to go through this right now and tell you about some of the feedback that I saw beneath it. He says, to be clear, this is highlighting content that is coming the next patch and includes dates on when the content is coming. He's talking about the patch notes I just shared on the screen. This is not a content drought. We're basically just taking 2 patch notes and breaking them up into 3 different posts. The next one might look like a little sparse, because some of that content is already in this post as well. And if we think about it, when we were talking about and we were showing those patch notes, they talked about the cosmetics that were in the wolf cosmetics that are now available in the shop for 1,000 orbs, 1,500 orbs, or for 4,500 orbs. That was repeat information, and it was in those patch notes. So I did notice that myself. He goes on, I understand there has traditionally been a 2-week cadence for updates, but that's information in a vacuum. We've had a lot of stuff coming in November and December, and that requires rearranging our production schedules and resource. We are human and only have a finite amount of time in a day, and some weeks we might be lighter so that other weeks we can have more content. This also means taking into account things like holidays, which affect human resources as well. He's putting out a statement here that's letting everyone know that there's no content drought, that they have a lot of stuff coming, and I would anticipate that there's this massive update. Remember, we're finally going to be fighting Diablo around Christmas time, that big fight. We have Tyrael's sword for that battle. It's in our bags right now. Hopefully you all participated in that when that came through. So we're ready for that big game story ending fight that should be coming, and I'm assuming that's taking up a lot of their resources. That's essentially what he's saying. He said, I know there is no way for players to know this, and that it can be alarming to see a change to the cadence that you're used to. We won't always be able to share that information in advance either, because we just won't be ready to talk about it yet, but maybe there's are ways we can work to tease that out so players have some sense of what's coming in the future. He adds an edit. I don't know if I was clear enough about this, but there was a pretty big holiday that affected our partner team schedules, and that also requires shifting content schedules. So what he's talking about, Rosh Hashanah just passed, which is a pretty large Jewish holiday. So apparently a bunch of the people celebrate over there, and they were taking time with their families to celebrate their holidays, as they should. So that's something else I'm glad he actually added to the note, because we have people in this country that celebrate all different holidays, even if you don't celebrate them yourself. So following this message, there was a bunch of stuff saying, you added this game mode back into the game and it's making my hands burn, and like a lot more complaints about nothing new. And that's one side of the fence. That's the side of the fence of the people that believe that they want something new all the time, and if they're not getting something new all the time, the game is dying. That's the end of it, and this is going to be the downfall of Diablo Immortal. While you have the other side of the fence, people saying, Stop giving us all the new stuff and let's just bring us a better and cleaner version of what's already inside of the game. So the question is, which side of the fence do you stand on? We were just delivered yesterday a very small patch notes, which apparently is a snippet of a multiple cadence of patch notes that are going to be coming over the next, I don't know, month or so. I actually don't get that cadence. I don't have anything in advance. And when I see the patch notes, it's when you see the patch notes, which is why I put out a video right after the patch notes post, because I don't get them in advance, unfortunately. So what we need to do is, when we have a content drought, as we're hearing, and if we even look inside of the game right here, you'll notice that in the events tab, there's not a lot. You have all clans on deck, which is really nothing. Alley of Blood, which is a different game mode, which is we are pretty light in here, and that's really it. The event center, I guess the event center is light right now. But in my opinion, there can't always be massive events inside of the game. It would just be something that's really hard to keep up with. And I think that there is a lot of stuff to do inside of the game on the regular basis. Even when you think about the core content that's inside of the game, we're able to just engage with that on a daily. So for me, sometimes it's nice when there's nothing big that just released in the game, because I don't have the time every single day to invest. And that's another thing that's worth discussing really quickly. All players are not able to invest hours of their time per day to keep up with different events going on inside. Now, we obviously have, and a lot of you that watch the channel are kind of die-hard players. You're the ones that just love playing the game. You play it every day, multiple hours per day. I'm that person as well. I put a good amount of time into Diablo Immortal every single day, and I will say we are the minority. Most people don't play for more than probably a half an hour a day. I would say that most people that play this game are more casual gamers. So when they enter the game, they have to choose, oh, am I going to do my bounties today? Am I going to go do my shadow activities for the day? Or am I going to do this new event like a Survivor's Bane for the day? And that's it, because they don't have the time, or they don't want to spend the time to invest that much into the game. And that's fine, because they are a more casual player. So for them, a cadence that doesn't always have new stuff dropping in the game all the time may be better. But for someone like myself, and for many of you, having stuff drop into the game all the time is going to keep us stimulated, keep us coming back to the game and wanting to see what's next, and wanting to see, if there's anything more. I mean, what I do every day when I go inside of the game is I go over here, I hit the tabs, and I go to events. I say, what's new in events? Are there any new events that I should or want to participate in? A lot of the events, like Alley of Blood, for example, I don't really love that game. I don't love that game mode. I would participate in it for the progression of my battle pass more than I would participate in that because I want to. So it's more of a grind reason for playing versus I'm playing this for pleasure. So it's a difficult spot for Blizzard to be in when you have people that are on polar opposite sides of the fence. You have the people here that want new stuff every single update, brand new, and you have people over here that want no new stuff, but to fix what's already inside of the game. So the main question that we have is, which side of the fence do you fall on? Did Diablo Immortal fail with this patch notes? I think it was just a light one. And I think that we have a big update to come, which is going to be really exciting for the game, especially because we get to fight Diablo.